Today's story is about 5 haunt places around the world where people experience terrifying paranormal encounters that defy explanation. But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place. So if that's of interest to you, please sneak into the like button's house at 3 a.m., rearrange all their furniture, and when they wake up confused, whisper, "The spirits told me to do it," and disappear into the night. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our uploads. The Stanley Hotel, Colorado, USA. On October 30, 1974, Stephen King checked into room 217 at the Stanley Hotel as the only guest. That night, he heard children laughing in empty hallways and had a nightmare about his son being chased through the hotel. What Stephen didn't know is that room 217 was notorious among staff. Guests reported someone unpacking luggage in empty rooms and a Victorian woman appearing in bathroom mirrors. Stephen's terrifying experience inspired The Shining, but it would turn out he wasn't the first to encounter the supernatural there. The hotel's original owner, F.O. Stanley, died in 1940, but guests still see him in the bar, raising a toast before vanishing. Room 428 hosts the cowboy, who tips his hat to startled visitors, and the concert hall plays phantom piano music nightly. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. On March 15, 2019, Forest Ranger Takashi Yamamoto was patrolling Aokigahara when his compass spun wildly. The forest's iron-rich soil interferes with electronics, but what disturbed Takashi was the unnatural silence. Then he heard crying from deep in the woods, followed by slow footsteps approaching. What Takashi didn't know is that Aokigahara was believed to be inhabited by eerie, angry spirits of those who died with unresolved emotions. But it would turn out the sounds came from a lost woman who had been wandering for 3 days. The forest's tragic reputation and otherworldly atmosphere had created a place where supernatural and psychological fears merged completely. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. On August 23, 2001, security guard James MacLeod heard military drumming echoing through the empty castle at 2:47 a.m. As he investigated, the drumming stopped and bagpipes began playing a mournful tune. James saw a translucent Highland piper near the fireplace who nodded at him before fading away. What James didn't know is that he'd encountered the castle's most famous ghosts, the headless phantom drummer who appeared before attacks, and the ghostly piper lost in secret tunnels centuries ago. It would turn out James's experience was typical. Staff and visitors have reported similar encounters for centuries in Scotland's most haunted castle. Borley Rectory, England. On July 28, 1929, paranormal investigator Harry Price arrived at Borley Rectory with scientific equipment. Built in 1862, the rectory was plagued by a brown-robed nun who walked the grounds at dusk. At 12:47 a.m., Harry heard a bell ring and recorded a 15-degree temperature drop in 1 minute. What Harry discovered over several years was hundreds of documented supernatural incidents. But it would turn out the legend was true. In 1943, after the rectory burned down, workers found a young woman's remains buried in the cellar, showing evidence of violent death. The most haunted house in England had revealed its tragic secret. The Witch House, Salem, Massachusetts. On October 31, 2018, tour guide Rebecca Martinez found the witch house's antique furniture arranged in a perfect circle with a fresh red rose in the center, despite locked doors and active alarms. During tours that day, visitors heard whispering voices and saw a Puritan woman in upstairs windows. What Rebecca didn't know is that the house belonged to witch trial judge Jonathan Corwin, and supernatural activity intensified on significant anniversaries. It would turn out that October 31, 2018, marked exactly 326 years since the last witch trial execution, the spirits ensuring their tragic stories would never be forgotten. These 5 locations prove that some places hold on to the past so intensely that visitors can't help but feel they're not alone. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these haunted places remind us there are still mysteries in our world that can't be easily explained.